And welcome into this edition for ACAP Today, this holiday week edition of ACAP Today for the week of December 26, 2022. I'm Jason Parent with the Aroostook County Action Program. On this week's edition of ACAP Today, as the new year is almost upon us, we're going to look back at the year that was 2022, ACAP's 50th anniversary year. We're going to speak with 4 leaders in this organization about some of the exciting developments that happened in 2022 and look ahead to 2023. We'll do that in just a moment, but before we do, we're first going to go to the news and information that you can use again for the week of December 26, 2022, the last week of the year. We begin the news and information that you can use by reminding folks out there about the Home Energy Assistance Program. We know a lot of folks are struggling to be able to pay their fuel and electricity bills right now, and this is one program that can help. We are encouraging folks, especially those who have never applied before, to give us a call and to get an appointment set up. Income eligibility guidelines are based on just the last month of income. So if you've had a shift at all in the last month, or if you come close to the figures by household size listed there on your screen, it's certainly a good idea to call and ask for an appointment. We can look at medical and other expenses that may be able to be deducted to help make more households eligible. So please do consider giving us a call. The direct line for our HEAP team is 768-3053. If you're calling for just a traditional appointment, phone lines are generally less busy. They're always busy, but less busy in the afternoon. For a regular appointment, that's a great time to call and inquire about a regular appointment. The Power Match program from Versant Power continues, and this is helping individuals. We just spoke about the high cost of electricity and fuel oil. This is helping individuals with their electricity bills to provide assistance, and it's being done through donations by the community that are being matched at this time by Versant Power for up to $200,000 for the 3 community action agencies in northern and eastern Maine, including ACAP. We encourage you to go to the ACAP Get Involved/donate site on our website to learn more about this program and to make your gift right there online. Again, it will be matched 100% by Versant Power. We're also looking at Maine's Workforce Collaborative and reminding you, we've done this the last few weeks and hadn't done it for a few weeks before that, that our workforce development team in partnership with other teams across the state of Maine continue to offer, going into the new year, employment and training program sessions for the community offered via Zoom that include things like interviewing tips and tricks, making career choices, resume and cover letter development, among others. You can go to the ACAP website directly to register for these classes and see what the upcoming schedule includes. CoverMe.gov is continuing open enrollment on Maine's affordable healthcare coverage for individuals and households through the 15th of January. We'll be talking about this on next week's edition of ACAP Today with state and local officials who are helping here at ACAP to get people enrolled in Maine's affordable healthcare coverage marketplace. Locally here at ACAP, you can reach out to Lisa Bates. Her email address and phone number are there on your screen to connect and to get an appointment before the January 15th deadline. Lisa can help you navigate different options online and help you find a program that's best for you and your household. We move on to remind folks that there are community cupboards strategically located across Aroostook County that are led by community members and wonderful organizations, including this community cupboard, the original one in Aroostook County outside of ACAP 771 Main Street, Presque Isle facility. If you are in need of food assistance, these are operating on a give what you can, take what you need principle. So if you have food that you'd like to donate, non-perishable food items, you can drop them off right in this cupboard or one of the many in communities across Aroostook County, from the southern part of Aroostook County to the northern part of Aroostook County. If you'd like more information on other food resources, there's an Aroostook County food resource guide that can be found on the news and publications page of ACAP's website. We're also looking for community sponsors to help us with the community cupboard. For $500 a month, we will stock it with food in honor of your company or your family or what have you, and recognize you as the sponsor for that month. There's also the option for families or for businesses and organizations to adopt the cupboard for any given month and just ensure that it is filled. Either one of those are fine, and we encourage you to contact us here at ACAP at 764-3721 to learn more about that program. Right next to the community cupboard is the community closet at ACAP 771 Main Street Customer Service Center. This also functions on a take what you need, give what you can philosophy. So we are encouraging folks, especially this time of year, if you have warm weather clothing to donate, including coats and jackets. Those are much appreciated this time of year by individuals who could certainly use a warm coat or jacket. You can drop those off outside of our 771 Main Street at any time, 24/7. We certainly encourage you, if you are there during our business hours, to go on inside and to make your donation there to the community closet. Again, all gently used clothing is certainly appreciated, and for all ages, as well as we do help to provide clothing for families with children as well. And our prevention team is reminding folks that if you are looking to dispose of your unwanted or unused medication, you can do so at any Aroostook County Police Department. For details and times when medications can be dropped off, you can contact your local station. Medications can also be dropped off at select pharmacies. There's a website there on your screen to learn more information. This is all part of the Aroostook Drug Take Back effort. And we are also reminding folks in our COVID corner that the COVID-19 vaccine continues to be available for folks. Everyone 12 and over can get an updated vaccine if it's been 2 months since your last dose. And this, of course, is to help prevent against protect against, I should say, the Omicron variant of COVID-19. For more information, you can go to the maine.gov/COVID-19/vaccines website. If you are in need of connecting to get an appointment locally and are unable to go online and want assistance to learn more information about what's available near you, you can call us at 764-3721. And as a reminder, for I think probably the last time, services continue to be available through ACAP for COVID-19. Those who are asked to isolate and quarantine for COVID-19, you can call us at 764-3721 for assistance in completing the form, or you can go online directly to the maine.gov/DHHS website to get connected with quarantine social services, which include and most commonly include grocery and medication delivery to your home if you're asked to isolate or quarantine. Free at-home COVID tests continue to be made available through two websites, covidtest.gov and accesscovidtest.org, and they are recycling these on a regular basis. So if it's been a while since you last ordered, or over a month, we encourage you to go online and to have these sent to your home. It's going to be a long winter, and it would be helpful to have COVID test available at the ready, so you can go on to either website and log in and get your COVID tests sent to your address directly. And lastly, if you are in need of anything at this time and aren't certain quite what that is, to reach out, or who to reach out to, I should say, you can give us a call here at ACAP. We do have ACAP navigators who are available to help connect you with programs. 764-3721 is the number to get connected with those services, and those services oftentimes are within our agency, but at times are outside of our agency, and our navigator can help connect you with those as well. And that's this week's news and information you can use, again, for the last week of the year, the week of December 26, 2022. I'm so pleased to be joined now by four leaders of ACAP. First and foremost, our COO, or Chief Operating Officer, Jamie Chandler. Jamie, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jason.
And Sherry Locke, a frequent guest on ACAP Today, is ACAP's Director of Advancement. Welcome back, Sherry.
Thank you, Jason. I was just noting this is our 167th episode of ACAP Today. So just in case anyone's counting.
Way to go out on the year. So if 167 is your lucky number, this is your program. Heidi Rackliffe is one of our two directors of programs, and Megan Barnes is the other. Welcome, both of you.
Thanks for having us, Jason.
All right. Well, I'm going to start. We're going to start in talking about some of the great things that we've accomplished over this last year. And we have Jamie, Megan, and Heidi certainly to talk about many of the advances that we've made to serve our community directly. And of course, with this being a huge year of us connecting with the community through outreach, Sherry Locke, of course, is going to talk about some of the wonderful ways we connected with our 50th year. But Jamie, let's start with you and sort of getting your overview of the year that was 2022, as we are in the final week of the year now. Your thoughts about ACAP service to the community in the past year.
Absolutely. So I would say that it was fast and furious, I think, is when I think about the year. We had so much need coming at us. So many of our community members were calling for assistance, and ACAP was there, and we were delivering programs. We were looking for opportunities to help fill the gaps where there were gaps between programs. And, you know, we were looking for any opportunity that we could to partner with existing services. And so I would just say that this year has, much like community action was intended to do, to truly, again, meet the needs of the community members in Aroostook County. And so when I look back on this year, I am very satisfied in our ability to do that.
Now, Heidi Rackliffe, as the Director of Programs that oversees a wide basket of ACAP's programs from energy and housing, workforce development, our coaching teams, and others, what do you see as some of the most significant accomplishments that your team members were able to achieve in 2022?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think that there was anything that I was not incredibly proud of the team for their output and their effort into all of the work that we had. Off the top of my head, I can't help but think of the ERA program and how fast we had to move on that, sometimes faster than we would like, and still playing catch up in that arena, but very proud of the amount of funding that we were able to put out into Aroostook County to help prevent evictions and to help individuals experiencing homelessness. That was another thing. I think when Jamie talked about partnerships, we really worked really well with HSA, Homeless Services of Aroostook, to be able to partner to provide a warming center when the hotels did close, when ERA rapidly had a quick stop. So we were really able to work with our partners in ensuring that the needs were met, not necessarily by us just doing the work, but ensuring that those needs were met countywide. I think of our heating program going year round. That was a lot of work. That was something that we have been hoping for a long time, probably longer than I've been able to been employed with this agency for 13 years. And to think of the vast number of individuals that are getting heating assistance that never have because of the expansion and the need right now in the environment, the team has really been able to pick up and meet those demands very well and very quickly. We've had new contracts be added to workforce development, the ELO program, and the children's cabinet. Super thrilled to be able to serve a population that we weren't because of inability to meeting eligibility requirements with other programs. So just very, very nice additions to literally every arena that I've had the pleasure of serving under my umbrella, and incredibly proud of the team and the effort and the work. We survived this year. It has not been the easiest, and there's going to be change going into New Year's. And so at the end of the day, I know that we'll grow and get better because of the learned experiences and the lessons that we have up to date.
Great. And Megan Barnes, it certainly has not been a slow year by any means on early care and education or prevention and wellness programs. Talk about your highlights for 2022.
Sure. I think there's three major areas that really come to mind for me. The first and foremost was meeting regulatory needs we had a federal review at the very beginning of this 2022 with new leadership, oversight of all content areas, meeting all of the regulatory expectations for the Office of Head Start. And we did a really, really, really nice job. It showcased the work that we do every day as a program to meet those educational needs of our youngest learners. So that was a highlight of the year for the program as a whole. That brought us into aligning with the agency around oversight and leveraging our talent and skill within our organization around educating young children and meeting the needs of families in the Aroostook County. So we were able to really restructure and really look at the needs of the program for oversight. I also want to showcase Fast and Furious. We talked about Fast and Furious, the need to reach those most at risk families and children that we could serve. And we did this a really nice job through partnering with different communities at the school, with the community schools. We took advantage of partnering with a couple of 4 different local school districts. We accessed the pre-K expansion grants. In one case, we were able to provide services from Fort Kent down to Caribou through these partnerships that we formed. We have started in September. They all started off the ground. I have to say, it was a whirlwind, but the benefits of the services that we can provide in those areas that we weren't able to reach fully due to transportation constraints or what have you, we really are able to provide these educational services and comprehensive services to these families across the county, truly.
Great. Thank you, Megan. Sherry, Locke, it was an extraordinary year in terms of outreach to our community. And as much as we were working very diligently in program areas, that work really extended into some of our community outreach. It was really about connecting to our community with purpose. So we did do some celebration, obviously, in 2022 because of our 50th anniversary, but some very meaningful things happened through that engagement with our community.
I think that's an important thing to note, Jason, is when we look back on the year, we had planned, to do some celebrations and to highlight our 50 years of service to the community. But as an agency, we couldn't get away from serving the community. Even at our own birthday parties, we were providing services to the community as we celebrated the agency and the work that we had done over the past 5 decades. So not only were we providing programs and services, and congratulations, ladies, on the programs and services that you led, incredible, not only providing them at such a high quality, but expanding your programs and services during a global pandemic. But we as an agency took that opportunity to say, what else can we do to help? How can we be that, fill those gaps in the community? And it really was a great year and a great way to highlight, the service that we've been providing to this community.
And those things, Sherry, included talk about some of the things that we were able to accomplish in the last year in terms of reaching people and getting direct support to them.
Yeah, I think Heidi touched a little bit upon it when she spoke, but we reached hundreds of new individuals and families during this year through a variety of kind of expansion programs or new initiatives that we brought on, folks that had never come to us for programs and services before. One of those was the $850 inflation relief payment. We served, over 2,000 individuals, nearly 3,000 individuals through this program by connecting them to that, very basic state income tax piece so that they would then be eligible to receive that relief payment in addition to other state dollars that were owed to them. So I think it was just the way, and then once they were with us, we provided that service. We then connected them to multiple other services that, again, they may never have realized we had or may not have recognized that they needed or were eligible for. So it really was, that program alone was just a great way to connect to the community in a different population. It was a lot of seniors who had, again, never needed services, and we were able to provide that to them, most of them in the community that they lived in.
And Jamie, in hearing Sherry talk, a lot of that was really about people across the agency. I know, including you and I and Sherry, who, rolled up our sleeves just to get the job done. I know Megan and Heidi also, in their respective teams, just to make sure that we could serve individuals in meaningful ways and in necessary ways.
Absolutely. It was truly a team effort. Those events that were held countywide to make sure that we were getting our individuals who may not regularly file income tax, those $850 relief checks. We had so many members of the ACAP team, from leadership down, all the way through to our reception staff, were rolling up their sleeves to make sure that we were able to provide that necessary and needed service. And it was great. And I can tell you that some of our team members who don't typically get to provide direct service, it was some of the most meaningful work that they were able to perform this past year.
Indeed. I know that part of that, we talk about rolling up your sleeves, getting your hands dirty. I know that all 4 of you were part of one of those efforts, and literally in the dirt, playing in the dirt this year with the ACAP 50th anniversary potato plot project, which really brought to mind some of the food insecurity challenges that we have here in Aroostook County. And then, of course, the corn maze at Gons, that was another signature event that we did this past year. Megan, Heidi, let's start with you, Megan, as you look at some of our community outreach and your ability to connect. I know some of your program people, Megan, we had actually children involved in both of those projects, which was really gratifying and nice to start the next 50 years of ACAP by recognizing those who are going to be our future leaders. Your thoughts about your engagement and your team's engagement this year?
When I look back over this last year, you know, there are certain events that really stick in your mind. Watching children pick potatoes to provide to the communities, in food banks and all of that. I mean, we really, when you say we rolled up our sleeves, we really came together as a community to provide those needs. I look at some of the challenges that we face as an organization to educate the community on why we do what we do, you know, and that's been something that's been enlightening, because every little bit that we do for Aroostook County makes a difference, maybe a small difference or maybe a significant difference. But I look at you know, people volunteering, different employees volunteering for the different events that we've had to really showcase the work that we provide. We know that we've faced many challenges this year, but we've overcome them. We've had parents bring their children across the county to participate, whether it was, you know, watching the light parade a few weeks ago, or, you know, rolling up their sleeves and filling bags of potatoes. I really think that the events that we've provided allowed us to come together, and that includes the staff, our clients, and the community as a large.
Great, thank you. Heidi, your thoughts on the year that was in terms of engaging our team with the community?
Yeah, I think ACAP is always going to be a place to be employed, but I genuinely think every single person that works for this agency is here for the outcomes of what we do, not just the specific program that they're under. And I think that we prove that time and again, regardless of your role. You know, as Jamie said, you might not be that direct person. You know, I don't think we lifted our sleeves up. I was rolling in the mud, in the dirt, because I couldn't physically. I don't know how farmers do it. I have a whole new appreciation for farm life like I never had before. So it was, but that's who we are and what we do. We just do that. There is a need and we come together. It doesn't matter if that's in your job description. There's a need in the community, and if anybody is going to do it, it's going to be this agency. And to see that you have members of the community and we have members of our team that truly believe in something that you believe in, that's just amazing. And it wasn't, you know, it was the back to school bash, and it was going out to the parking lot and seeing that it was packed, not just with kids, but with adults and grandparents who are actively engaging, taking their kid from station to station to get their back to school supplies. It was just truly touching, and it was a year of being in the community for sure. I feel like there was not a month where we were not actively involved in some type of community project. Because it's the work that we believe and it's what we do. And so it's easy to share that. Just happy to be a part of the team and for members of the team to really show an understanding and an appreciation for the work that we do and believing in it.
Sherry, Locke, Heidi mentioned some of the signature activities. There were other signature activities, but there were also things that we were out there doing in the community that, unless you were a recipient of that, you didn't necessarily know about it or think about it as top of mind. What are some of the other things that marked 2022 in terms of our community service?
Seems like a lifetime ago, but on St. Patrick's Day last year, we did a Keep the County Warm Day. So Heidi and her team did a great job taking on the spot heap calls, and we had dozens of first-time heap callers call in, and that team processed those applications right there on the spot that day. Megan's team that same day gave out over 1,000 winter jackets. Heidi's team helped too, but it happened a lot at our early care and education centers, over 1,000 jackets. And it wasn't just the kiddos that we typically serve, but it was members of the community. I know we had members in Madawaska who literally called other businesses and said, send your employees down to get coats for their children. So again, it was everyone doing everything that they could do to make a difference. The other program that I think, again, like Jason mentioned, you wouldn't know unless you know, but was the COVID supports program. So we delivered groceries, oximeters, prescriptions, COVID tests to dozens and dozens of families across Aroostook County who had to isolate and quarantine. And as the guidelines changed, our team had to kind of change the way they were doing so. But there would be days where we were delivering in Pitlock at the same time we were delivering in the Allagash. And that took our entire team to make that happen. And I think it's important to note that as a community action agency, ACAP provided 10% of the total shops, the total supports that the state of Maine had to people living here in Aroostook County. So again, there was a need, and what could we do to make that happen? Jason is sharing on the screen some of the other events that we did. And as I look, what's drawn to me is the smiles. You know, our team is, and none of this is in anyone's job description, people doing what they can do to make a difference in their community, whether it be for the young children that we serve, whether it be for the seniors in our community, or everyone in between. It's been a wonderful year. For us to kind of get out in the community, to give back to the community. But I think it's really helped recharge our staff as well.
Indeed, it has. So we've looked back to 2022. Let's look ahead to 2023. What are your goals for 2023, your hopes for 2023, and maybe any resolutions you might have? Jamie, Chandler, I'm going to start with you.
That is a really loaded question, Jason. So I think for me as a leader in this organization, I think one of the things that we strive to do is to, like I said earlier, to meet the needs of our community members and to do that in an effective and an efficient way. And so I think for 2023, it's an opportunity for us as an agency. Like I said, we've been going fast and furious for a long time, and you know, through the pandemic. And now that we're coming out of that, we have some lessons learned. And I think that it's a great opportunity for us as an organization to really look at the ways that we are delivering services, and you know, make sure that we are indeed providing comprehensive services in an effective and efficient way. And so for myself and for our organization, I hope that we have the opportunity to sort of take a moment to reflect on all that we've accomplished, and then figure out the roadmap for where we're going, you know, in 2023 and beyond. And so for me, I think that that's something that I'll be looking forward to in the coming year.
Great. Megan Barnes, let's continue with you on that thought.
I think, Jamie, you really hit those right on the head, but I think more so, you're right. We have gone fast and furious. We've tried to acclimate through a pandemic for so very long, and coming out of that, it's time for us to take that breath and really look at the quality services that we provide. I envision this next year to really look at that continued parent and community engagement, really foster those opportunities, leadership opportunities for community members as well as parents. And we have some plans in place on that, but more to come on that later. I want to look at the programs across the agency around increased outcomes. You know, it's been in some areas, it's, you know, do the best we can with what we have. Now, again, coming out of the pandemic, it's really time to focus on those details and really support the clients and the families that we serve around those increased outcomes. And that goes along with what Jamie was saying as well. And of course, I can't let it go. I need to really focus on those ongoing opportunities. That gets me. That's my incentive and my drive is anytime there's an opportunity to partner or ongoing opportunities to provide the services that we do in the far corners of our region, I can't help myself. I still want to go for it. And that's what we do. We make life better. And I really feel if there's a need and we can meet it, we need to go and continue to provide that.
All right, Heidi Rackliffe, your goals for 2023, what you're looking forward to, any resolutions?
Goals for 2023. I've already started putting some movements, I think, for a long time, probably the existence of my entire employment with the agency. We've always talked about comprehensive service delivery. I really want to reduce the amount of times individuals come in, provide proof, see appointments. Everybody views ACAP as one agency and not although we might have, over 40 plus programs, I really want to integrate and have the ability for someone to come and access all services at one shot. It's operating and doing things in an entirely different way than we ever have. But we have quite a team who's willing to push forward and ensure this initiative is going to happen. I think I would echo, I'm looking forward to really assessing what has worked well, what we can slow down, how we can do some process improvement for the programs that we have up and running. Looking forward to that. Really want to focus on data analysis. What is the data telling us, and how do we make those improvements amongst the community to really be able to show that our programs are successful? We know them to be successful. I think the community needs to know how successful they are. So getting that story together and really pulling that data together to be able to share the success of the community members that work with us day in and day out. So excited to share that story, excited to make some big change and some big moves, but also hopefully take a breather here and there to reflect and to ensure that all of the programs are operating the best that they can.
Indeed. So Sherry, some of that sounded like what must appear on your list in terms of getting more information out about the good, very good things of our programs. What does year 51 of ACAP look like for you?
So I think for me, it looks like this team doing the work that we've done for the last 50 years and continuing to do that work. And if we can improve the way that we're doing it, improve the service that we're providing to the community, all the better. For me in 2023, there's two projects that I'm really looking forward to getting out there, and that is the mobile service unit and the supportive housing project here at 1 Edgemont Drive. We have been working really hard on those projects for the last 2 years, all while we're offering the other programs and services to our community. And I'm really excited to get those projects up and running, because I think that the data has showed us that we need to have these two projects going. There's gaps in our community, and these projects are going to help fill those gaps and to help folks that need us more than ever. So those are two of the specific projects that I'm looking forward to. I'm guessing by the time we talk next year at this time, there'll be 75 other projects that we could highlight and talk about, but two of the big ones that are on my to-do list in 2023.
And that's the year that was and the year that's yet to come as we all look forward to 2023. On behalf of my colleagues here at ACAP, I want to make sure that we all extend our very warm wishes to you for a most happy and healthy new year as we turn the corner on that this weekend. Thank you to the four of you for joining me. Before I say thank you to the rest of us for joining us, before we leave you, we always try to bring you a photo of the week. And this, for the last time, is a throwback snapshot of the week as we wrap up our 50th anniversary. Starting next week, we'll be bringing you a fresh photo of the week, all in you, but we're going to do one last throwback photo of the week, and we're going to throw it back to the year 1989. And one of my three predecessors, Brian Tebow, who was with the agency at this period of time as the executive director. Brian having some fun and merrymaking here at one of ACAP's holiday gatherings leading into the holiday season, spreading a little holiday cheer and having a little bit of fun with employees. As you heard from my guests on today's program, oftentimes our work can be very serious and obviously is meaningful in terms of its impact to the community, but every once in a while we need to stop and poke a little fun at ourselves and have a good time so that it can keep us going in the work. And certainly Brian Tebow was good at that, and he is enjoying himself in this picture here taken back in 1989 around the holiday season. That's our final throwback snapshot of the week for our final edition of ACAP Today for this 50th anniversary 2022 year. I'm Jason Parent, along with Jamie Chandler, Sherry Locke, Heidi Rackliffe, and Megan Barnes, wishing you all a very great week and a happy new year. We'll see you next time and next year. Bye, everyone.